Shane Sparks, Big Ten Video Recall. Today we are joined by Seth Gross of Wisconsin, two-time national finalist, won himself a national title back in 2018. Breaking down the match with Roman Bravo Young, undefeated at 14-0, ranked fourth in the country. Seth, wrestling a guy like Roman Bravo Young, all his speed, his athleticism, what had you most excited about this battle?
Yeah, I mean, that was the exciting part, right? He's quick, he's fast, he's got a lot of different ways to score. He's a really good wrestler, and yeah, I knew it was going to be, points on the board, and whoever could score the higher amount of points is going to get it done. But I knew it was going to be high scoring, and the big thing for me was to try to get my hands on him, slow him down a little bit, and so that was kind of my game plan going into it.
You've always been a guy that's not afraid to give up some points. You score a lot of points. Describe that philosophy and letting it fly, especially in a great environment in Madison.
Yeah, that's always, I'm not the guy to go out and wrestle a 3-2, 2-1 match and go win a match like that. I know that it always favors me if I go out there and score 10, 15 points. And even if this guy scores 13 points and I score 15, right, I'm winning the match. So I know that it's going to favor me the more points that are on the board. So that's my goal, is just letting it fly. And I know I'll get opportunities. I'm good at catching people on their back in a lot of different positions. So I know if I let it fly right, it's going to present itself at some point in the match.
It didn't take long for this one to get excited. Inside of 10 seconds, he hits a really good double leg. Describe your defense here, Seth.
Yep. So he hit it right. A lot of times you obviously want to get your legs back, but I didn't do that. He was quick. He got to that. And so I kind of like wrapping around that crotch once the guy beats me there. And I want to get to the side, right? If I can get that kind of angle, and then I can start scooting my hips, kind of free it up a little bit, then I can give myself a chance there. But, if it would have been a half a second, later that I got to the crotch, he probably would have scored that. But I don't want to say I was ready for it, because clearly I wasn't ready for it. But, I did what I had to get out of the position and get back to my feet.
Have you ever rolled with Roman Bravo Young? Did his speed surprise you at all?
So when I was on the junior world team, he was on the cadet world team, and we rolled around a little bit, probably a day or two. And I remember him being quick, and I was a lot stronger than he looked. So I was prepared for it a little bit, but it's always surprising when you go back out there after a while and feel it.
Classic Seth Gross right here, 2-on-1. That's where you like to be. Walk us through that attack.
Yeah, that's kind of my favorite thing, especially against these quick guys that are pretty all over the place. Get your hands on them, and then their main thing that guys like to do when you grab a 2-on-1, especially guys that are quick like that, they want to circle out of it, kind of pull their body away and post on the head. And as they do that, right, their weight's all back. So if you can pull them forward a little bit, kick that leg out, they have no choice but to kind of go forward on the head. And that, obviously, I did that there. He was quick, like you said, and circled out of the position and was able to roll under the legs once I got there. But that's kind of what I'm looking for, and how I get guys off balance with that.
A lot of action in the first 45 seconds, and now you'll get to your offense. Good hard snap from you, back to a 2-on-1. And there's a shot. Good counter from Roman Bravo Young. Speak to this position right here, Seth.
Yeah, I mean, so I kind of so a lot of guys do that wizard position, and they kind of just hold the wizard, right? They try to keep it tight, not let the guy score. I'm always looking to score off things like that. So I like to try to get that guy's arm off the leg, scoot it up, and I know if I can kind of lock that shoulder out, they're in really bad position. So as soon as he got to that single, right, I kind of wizard hard, get that shoulder to the mat, and then from there I kind of work that arm out. Once I work that arm out, I can lock their shoulder out from there, kind of start circling. I was able to put that side leg in from there, and that's kind of where I started working from.
You get that takedown, and then you see the opportunity to put him on his back.
Yeah.
Have you ever hit this in a match before?
Oh yeah. So growing up, I probably did this a lot more than I should have. I tried to force it on guys growing up and stuff, but once I got to college, it was more of I started doing it when I needed to, and when it was there and stuff. So it's always been a move I've had in the back of my toolbox.
The challenge brick comes in. You get 2 near fall there. They were hoping for 3. Didn't match criteria, so you're up 4-0 there. But then he gets a reversal. You gave that reversal up. I guess probably more credit to him. You got a little bit out of position.
Yeah, I'd say first of all, I thought I had my 4 count, and it's not worth, honestly, after you get that spladle, unless you can roll back through with it, it's kind of hard to get in good position. So I bail out on that a lot because I know, I can get out on bottom and I'm going to get back to my feet. Like we talked about, right? I know I can score a lot of points. So if I belly down on something or give up a reversal, it's no big deal.
To go up 4-0 with the takedown and then to hit that spladle for 2. In matches like this, I'd love to see the analytics on how many times a guy comes back from that deficit. You had to be feeling really good this stage of the match in the first period.
Yeah, definitely. That's always, I always want to go out there and get that lead and make, I'm a lot better when a guy has to come to me. Right now I can counter off his mistakes. I can, get my counter offense going. And when you're in that position, it's a little easier. Then you can pick and choose when you're shooting. You can capitalize off his mistakes. So it's definitely huge, especially in these big matches.
Coming from Brookings, what have you appreciated most about wrestling in the Badger singlet?
Just the competition week in and week out, right? You gotta be on your game every single week, or you're gonna take some losses here and there, and that's what I live for. I love the competition. I love having these matches that go to the wire like this and wrestling high level guys, because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna elevate my wrestling and get me to where I want to be.
Were you surprised he didn't give more of an effort to ride you there, Seth?
Not too much. I mean, I think he knew he was losing the match and needs to make something happen. Even if he rides me out for a whole, period here and later in the match, it's not going to make a difference. He's got to get a takedown, so he might as well try to do that now.
Again, that 2-on-1 where you try to go inside trip, he was able to defend it there.
Yeah.
How are you able to get to that 2-on-1? What are some of your tricks, Seth, to get to that setup?
You got to feel a lot of guys reach. You can force it, right? You can do a lot of different things, but guys post all the time. That's probably one of the biggest things is I work on my grip strength constantly. That's one thing that I never really take any time off of because I just know how big that is in wrestling. You see a lot of times they'll even have that right wrist and a guy shoots just because I'm holding that wrist. There's nothing they can do. So grip strength and that wrist control is just huge for me. And a guy's going to reach eventually, right? 99% of guys at some point in the match. See, like, even right there, right? I can reach off, grab that 2-on-1, get right to it, and work. So it's kind of just, I think grip strength is a huge part of that, right? Because a lot of guys can get out of a 2-on-1 if your grip strength's not great, so.
5-2 first period. Another look at that spladle there. You scored the 2 near fall. You have the choice, Seth, in the second period. Typically you go on bottom in the second period?
Yeah, I always like, going down, extending that lead a little bit. And then, like I said, it makes that guy, make the choice in the third and think how he's going to score the point. So
quick escape, 6-2. You, Seth, are as good as anybody in the country. When somebody gets in on your legs, you look at this match, your defense is phenomenal. Is that by design? Are you letting him get to that leg with that kind of ease?
I do lead that left leg really, really strong, and sometimes it comes back to bite me, but I know that even if they do get to that leg and they do score a takedown, they're gonna have to work their butt off for it, and at the end of the match, that's gonna pay dividends. The guy's gonna be tired. The guy's gonna, it's not gonna be easy on them. So I know that even if they get to that leg, it's gonna be a dogfight, and I still got a good chance, as good a chance of scoring as they do from that position.
Just saw a look at Chris Bono and John Reeder. You got a really special relationship with them. You go way back. What's it like to have those guys in the corner?
Man, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better 2 guys in my corner. Just the things they've done for me mentally, they've helped me overcome a lot of things and really start believing in myself and taking that step to the next level. They've been up through, my injury. They helped me through that. Me getting in trouble at Iowa. It's just, those guys have done more than I could ever ask for. And those are my best friends right there in the corner. So it's really cool being able to, it gives you that little extra, motivation every time I step on that mat.
Bravo Young been able to get to you a couple of times, but unable to finish. And now this time he puts it together and gets the takedown. What would you have done differently when you look at that video?
I let him, he had the single leg, and I kind of circled a little too out front. So we were kind of square with each other, and he could blast through me and reach for that double, and didn't give me a lot of opportunity. I got to get off to the side and get more side to side with him instead of out of front, and then I think I could have defended the position. And then this was a funky kind of spot right here where he kind of had my ankle hooked. I couldn't really do anything, and the ref kind of felt like let it go here when you're not supposed to hang on the leg like that. But he racked up some riding time sitting here, and yeah, that was a tricky spot. I should have just probably kicked away and done what I could, I guess, instead of trying to fight it.
29 seconds right here off a restart, always critical to get out from on bottom, especially late in periods. As you said, he wasn't doing a whole lot on top, but doing enough to remain in control and accumulate riding time.
Yeah.
I thought that was good work from him right there, too, sensed you were going to escape and went down to an attack on your legs.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a savvy, smart wrestler. He knows his positions. He's good at, on how much time's on the clock. And, yeah, he knows what he's doing there. It's hard, those last 30 seconds, against good guys. I got to be a little more explosive, and I need to cut and face a little quicker. I stand there kind of way too much, and, yeah, I need to get to my feet and cut towards the guy.
Final seconds here in the period. And right here, he's going to get that 5 count, which will be a stall call, but finishes the period on top. He's got riding time at 1:16. Now he'll have the choice and chooses neutral.
Yeah.
At this stage, obviously 2 minutes to go, you're up by 2. I mean, this is anybody's match.
Yeah.
What's your mindset right now in this third period? How are you feeling?
I was a little tired. He put the pace on, and I needed to just stay in position and get to my 2-on-1. I wanted to slow him down and try to get one more takedown on him here. And I know that the more scramble positions I put myself in this third period, the better chance I am going to be coming out on top, getting 2 points, or at least, a lot of that time is going to take down. So I wanted to figure out how to make him get to my legs or get to his legs. So that's kind of the focus here.
Again, he gets to that left leg. Limp arm. Really good scramble right here.
Yeah. That was a crazy one too. He's pretty close to that takedown. Just in time, got under that leg and was able to defend that position.
Would you compare Roman Bravo Young to anybody else that you've wrestled in your career, Seth? Does he remind you of anybody?
He's pretty unique. He's really got that speed, that flexibility. He knows how to scramble. He knows how to move. He's really athletic. He's really good in all positions. So I don't know if I think he's probably one of the quickest guys I've wrestled for sure. And his movement's really well. So I don't know if there's anyone I could say that I compare him to, but yeah, I don't know. But he's good. He's good at what he does. He has his own little style, and it's a little more funky and out there. And I just love that he lets it fly too, right? He's not a guy to sit back and win close matches either.
If you were to sit back with him and watch this match together, what's a question you would ask him?
Me and him are pretty close. That's my boy. So we'd probably mess around about it. I'd probably have to crack a joke when I hit him in the spladle or something, and we'd probably just joke around about it.
If you could have something from his toolbox, what would it be?
Oh, speed. That's speed and lateral movement. I'm not the quickest guy. I'm pretty good at my timing, and I got a little bit of length, but I'm not the quickest guy out there for sure.
Inside of a minute, here you guys are once again. Another scramble. You have that ankle, again, potentially dangerous whistled. See Coach Bono in the background.
Yeah.
It was an exciting environment on that Friday night in Madison. Now looking to close this match, Seth. In this stage of the game, what's most critical?
Head and hands defense. Get my hands on him. Don't give him his space to move around as much. Right, get to my 2-on-1 if it's there, and just continue to slow him down. I think he was feeling a little bit at this time of the match too, so he wasn't getting after it too much. But I knew he was going to have, at some point in that last 30 seconds, he was going to have a long, hard go at trying to get that takedown.
Picks up his pace and intensity. Looking for an opening, just 20 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
This match definitely lived up to the hype for sure. Here we go, 10 seconds. Describe this, Seth.
So, yeah, to be honest, I was freaking out a little bit there. But the big thing I knew is, so I had that front head, And when you're in that front head, right, if I hold on to that, I'm going to be giving up 2 all day. But with that front head, you can easily switch off to a whizzer there, right? A lot of times I actually do that where I'll grab a front head and force a whizzer. So I knew, even though I was going back to my back, I didn't really feel like too scared because I knew, right, I let go of the front head, work on my whizzer, I'm going to get out of that position. So that's kind of what was going through my head. It's just, you know what you're doing here. Don't freak out. Just hold on to it or do something stupid. So I was able to right there soon, I let go, switched off. And then I had to capture that arm because he came up and kept it out front.
Man, defying physics and gravity, that was insane. I mean, I thought you were in all kinds of trouble when he got to your body, and a takedown there would have won it for him, but you were able to stave off that attack. You hang on, he gets the riding time. You win it 6-5, a big win for you. When you look back at your career, what are you most proud of, and how do you want people to remember Seth Gross?
I mean, I'm just most proud of, a lot of obstacles I've overcame to get back out on the mat and continue to do what I did, but also that I was never a guy that went out there, and wrestled afraid or wrestled timid. It was always me letting it fly, trying to score points, putting myself in positions. I don't think that you can look at a lot of my matches and say, wow, that was boring. I think a lot of them, at some point there's a lot of action, there's a lot of things happening, and I could hope that you could say I was a fun wrestler to watch, and so that's a big thing, and just always showing sportsmanship out there and giving the glory to God.
More often than not, you found a way to win. You were in all kinds of crazy matches. When I look at the course of your career, I think about the match in the semifinals against Tariq Wilson of NC State. Of course, you beat Micic of Michigan, who's a hammer. DeSanto, and you had some battles, but when the smoke cleared, you were a winner. What do you attribute that to?
I'm a competitor. I love just competing and going out there, and I think that I'm really good at just making those in-game adjustments and doing what I need to do. And I know I'm pretty mat aware, or my mat awareness is pretty good out there, where I can, I know what I need to do at a certain time and what I need to score and how to win those close matches. Usually, this year was actually probably the first time I really had to win a lot of close matches with the level of competition I had in the past. There wasn't that, so I learned a new aspect of my game this year, and I think that at the end of the day, that's huge for me moving forward and getting on the Olympic scene. But yeah, it's just always being able to adapt, always being able to learn and continue to get better each time out there.
What do you enjoy most about the freestyle scene and that quest for an Olympic berth?
Man, I love it. Now we get to go beat up on some foreigners and wrestle some international guys, and that's always fun, right? You get to rep USA on your chest, and there's just there's a sense of pride to that, and so I'm excited to do that and hopefully make an Olympic team and go bring back a gold medal for the U.S. And yeah, I love freestyle's always been my favorite style. I love folk style, I love mat wrestling and stuff, but freestyle's just it's exciting, it's fun, it's I love the rules of it, and yeah, I'm just fired up to get back into that full time. Obviously, finally when it was time to switch over to freestyle, everything went down, so I haven't got to do too much of it yet, but yeah, I'm super fired up.